Tell me one of your funniest cigar stories ever.
Oh, uh,
That doesn't involve me.
fair enough. So I was the one that comes to mind, and I had a blast. I still have a blast with this. Lisette Perez Carrillo and myself. Yes, I'm name dropping.
Yeah.
We're doing an event. We were actually doing a national product launch in a city and a state that will remain nameless, and an account that will remain nameless.
You're going to tell me later, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, off camera. But we're out there and we're standing up at the table. We've been going back and forth, and we're laughing and carrying on. We again, great relationship, love and respect her to death. She's just amazing, amazing. We have a gentleman come walking up to us, and he looks over, and he said, "It is so wonderful to see family together like this." And I looked over at Lisette, and I looked back at him, and I went, "Okay, I agree. Like, you're going to have to help me out just a little bit." He goes, "Well, I mean, you all are brother and sister, right?"
Wow.
And I mean, with pasty white skin, I look very Dominican, I guess. And I smiled. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, she still has owner next to her name, and I'm just the grunt work." That's what happens when you're the adopted one.
Yeah, yeah.
And he grinned and just kind of nodded off and walked on. I looked over at her, and she goes, "Oh, my gosh, what in the world?" I was like, "Ha ha, we're having fun at Thanksgiving." So we kind of chat back and forth for a little bit. Well, comes up in a little while, and she and I are holding court and kind of going through a couple of different things. And the question was asked, how was it that Ernesto came into the industry and actually moving from Cuba and everything else? And I put my hand on Lisette's shoulder as she started to answer. And I said, I think I have this one, sis. And she looked over and goes, "Oh, please don't." And I grinned and went, "Oh, yes." And so the same gentleman standing down in front of us, and I said, "Well, little known fact," I said, that Ernesto, when he had to escape Cuba, built a raft on his own and put his family on it. And Ernesto stood at the front of that raft with nothing but a handkerchief and just blew into it until they finally hit the Dominican Republic. And you're looking, and everybody's laughing. We're carrying on. And so we get finished, and I looked over at Lisette. I said, "Tell them the story." And so Lisette walked through the history of the family and everything. And this gentleman, same one that thought we were brother and sister, comes walking up, puts his hand on both of our shoulders and goes, "Guys, hope you understand that's impossible." And I said, What's impossible, brother? I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "You can't blow in a handkerchief and on a raft and go anywhere." And I looked over at Lisette, deadpan, and I said, "Thanksgiving is going to be brutal for that man this year. You just wait. Sir, thank you for helping us out."
He's obviously never seen these.
Oh, my. That one was pretty good. That one we still go back about. There's a couple that I can't tell on camera. My favorite, I definitely can't. I did have a good time. I obviously stay in a hotel or two, and I was in Atlanta, Georgia, just outside of it, and there was a hotel I stayed in all the time. I loved that place, hung out there, and so that was kind of my centerpiece when I was on the road covering the Atlanta market, which is only 1,000 accounts strong or something like that. So I'm down there, and it's early in the morning, and by early 7:30, and I'd gone outside, and so I'm sitting there. Well, they didn't have a place that you could smoke. They'd locked up the pool area and everything else. So I travel with a chair because you just never know, and so I set up my lounge chair, and I'm in the dirt, literally right in front of my car. And so I'm on this bank. I'm in a dirt little portion, and here I sit, and I hear the sound while I'm smoking. I'm on my phone. I'm looking at everything. I'm dressed, ready to go for the day. I've got about an hour before I hit my first shop. And so I'm smoking a cigar, looking at my phone, and I hear this, and I went, "What in the world?" Well, I looked down at the ground, and there's this little black thing that had popped up out of the ground. And I was like, "That looks like," and sure enough, it was a sprinkler. And so they had turned on the sprinklers at 8 in the morning in the dirt, which, I mean, obviously you got to water the dirt in Atlanta to keep it dirty. So I'm covered. I mean, I'm stumbling all over myself. I'm grabbing chair, cigar. I'm soaked. I just throw everything in my car and threw the cigar to the ground. And I go walking back inside, and I walk up to the front desk, and I went, really? And they looked at me and went, what happened to you? I was like, well, I like to shower with my clothes on, but just not outside. And they said, were you in the sprinklers? I said, yeah, like in the dirt. And they went, we didn't even know that those worked anymore. I was like, well, I assure you, they do. So I've had some good times. We try to keep it entertaining and fun. I've told you for years, Dennis, if I can't have fun doing it, I want to be a part of it, man. And I love this job, love this industry. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And you know, if at the end of the day, me being really dumb or having stupid stuff happen to me,
Yep.
which it does all the time,
Yep.
then if it'll put a smile on somebody's face, great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Let me be the dartboard for a little while.
Right.
I'll take the pressure off everybody else because I got big shoulders and I am really, really dumb, so I can handle all of it.
Well, it's and stories like this are what and those go around in the cigar shop.
Of course.
I mean, we hear them. We hear stories that people tell on themselves and stories that people tell on others, and they are really what makes this so much fun. You know, the discussions at Holy Smoke, they go from everything from religion to politics to and those are not out of bounds here. In most cases, in most social settings, the conventional wisdom is you stay away from talking about religion, you stay away from talking about politics, you just don't do it. But another thing that I think makes the cigar culture great is we can actually do that because we've all gotten to know each other.
Of course. And
it doesn't get nasty. Nobody gets surly. We have really good, solid discussions. And I don't think you'll mind me saying this, but you and I are both believers.
Yes.
And the conversation at Holy Smoke sometimes comes up. We have people that come in here who are not Christians.
Of course.
We have people that come in here that are all religions from all over the world, but that doesn't keep us from having conversations about what makes us the same.
Of course.
Some of what makes us different, and nobody gets pissed off.
No.
Nobody goes walking away going, well, I'm not going to go in there again because they talked about this or they talked about that. We talk about everything because we've got this in common. And it is one thing that makes this culture so great.
Well, you know, discussions are one thing, arguments are another.
Exactly.
Right. And we've said it 1,000 times. Like if you want to watch Congress in America change and get it right, shoot, lock them away with a couple cases of scotch and a couple boxes of cigars. They'll come out united, and this country will be amazing.
That's
right?
Exactly right. Yeah, you're right. You know, one of the subjects that comes up here a lot is sports because of course we've got 3 big screen TVs in here, and
Alabama looked amazing this last year.
Yeah. Okay, don't go there.
I mean, and really good against UT. So
asshole. I'm sorry.
Family friendly just got blown out.
I hope we don't have to cut that. Well, as Chris has alluded to, I'm something of an Alabama fan. And by something of an Alabama fan, I'm just this close to being Bama Jack, who is a 90-year-old customer of ours who comes in.
The best.
You've never known an Alabama fan as rigid and as strong a fan as he is. And Jack's a great guy.
Oh, he is.
He is so much fun. At 90 years old, Jack doesn't care what he says to anybody. And I get the feeling that he probably didn't when he was 50.
I would agree.
But, you know, you don't want to come in here and talk badly about Alabama football because Jack will take you down.
Well, certainly.
And he has fun doing it. We have fun listening to him. And so while I'm not quite as rabid as Jack, I'm a solid Alabama fan. And who is you? You're for some little team, aren't you?
UT.
Okay.
So I.
Are they did pretty well this year.
Well, you know, while you all were watching us and everybody talks about like, oh, Tennessee got blown out in the playoffs. And we did. We got smoked.
Yep.
Like it wasn't close. Really wasn't a lot of fun to watch.
But you were there.
But it was a lot more fun to watch my team play on TV than like Alabama players that were watching our players play on television. So that made it very joyous.
Yeah.
Christmas was good.
Well, we had we had our place at the playoffs. It was a couch.
That's right.
And we enjoyed watching some
Exactly
of it.
right.
I've got to tell you, I didn't cry when Tennessee got beat. But it's just me.
I only shed a couple of tears. I smoked a lot that night. That was good.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that's great about being here to watch games.
Most
We have a great time. We have that rivalry going on, but again, nobody gets upset. Well, maybe Greg, but that's a different story. Yeah, Georgia fans they tend to be a little bit over the top too. So, but it's great because we do get to enjoy and have stories like this and share what we love and what we hate about each other's teams and that kind of thing. It all comes down to that. It really does.